Hello, everyone. This is Fox 12 Now. I'm Greg Nibbler. Thank you very much for joining us here today. As always, we do appreciate it when you can be a part of the show. And we are live streaming here from the Fox 12 Oregon newsroom. And you can find us on our YouTube channel. You can find us at kptv.com under the Fox 12 Now tab, or of course the Fox 12 Oregon app. We cover a wide range of things here on this show, but right now we're talking about an event that is already underway out at the Portland International Raceway, and that is the Grand Prix of Portland, the IndyCar Series, rather, here that's happening all weekend. The Grand Prix taking place on Sunday. A lot of action out there, a lot of events. We've got Tony Martinez out there, plenty of things at kptv.com. But one thing we did get here for Fox 12 Now is the defending champion, Alex Palou, who was able to come here in studio yesterday, pretty much directly after getting into town, I believe. And we were able to talk to him for a minute. Now, he won the race in 2021 here in Portland and in 2023. So 2 out of the last 3 belong to him. And we talked to him about whether he thinks he can get this third one, and honestly, what it's like being a professional race car driver. That's what I always want to know about, is some of the behind-the-scenes stuff. What do they go through? And also some things to watch out for during the race, even if you are a fan that maybe you didn't know about. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Here is Alex Palou on Fox 12 Now. I want to get into this race, which is going to be coming up, and we'll talk about that for sure. I mean, 2 out of the last 3 have belonged to you, so this is kind of your race. But before we get into that, I always like to find out from somebody, especially of your level, how good you are at this. This is your career. Did you know when you were a kid? Did you know, is there a specific moment that you can remember when you were like, yeah, that's what I want to do for a living? I want to race cars really ridiculously fast around tracks.
I don't know. I thought I wanted to think that, so I was constantly thinking like, oh yeah, I could do that for a living. Like I think I could beat that guy. Like even looking up to like big.
You'd watch them on television or watch them in person.
And you'd be like, oh,
I
think I could take him. Even when you're like, there's no way you could take him. But I think you have to have that mentality. But I think slowly you start to understand that you need a little bit more to get to that next series, next step. And once you get there, you're like, okay, let's go for another one. So I would say that I always trusted that I could do it with work and some luck, that I had a ton of luck to get here today. But I think you have to have that mentality of like, I could get to that level.
Have that confidence there, but also, like you said, sometimes some luck, sometimes some lessons learned along the way.
You need big luck, as always.
Yeah. Well, for you, going out and like coming here into Portland for this, 2 of the last 3 are yours. So do you feel like you have a target on your back for this one?
Not really. I mean, it's great. Like the good thing is that we have such a good car. I love this place. I love the city, but I love the track so much. I don't know, but what is about it? But just driving the car, it just flows. It feels really good. So I'm comfortable here. Hopefully we can make it 3 out of the last 4. But it would be super cool to make it happen.
So you mentioned just right there, you're talking about the car feels good, the flow feels good. I mean, that makes sense for you in your world, but for everybody else, what does that mean exactly? When you're in there, like what's significant for you that makes you think, okay, this is different than what I had before?
It's basically based on like balance, on like how the car handles when you ask the car to like steer on that particular moment. Normally like the car tells you like, no, that's too aggressive or that's too smooth. Like here when I finish a lap, I say like, oh, the balance of the car was pretty perfect. So also it's big kudos to all the team behind that makes that car and makes it feel so good. But that's what I mean about the flow. It's also a road track that it's at the same time really narrow, which makes it for very entertaining for the drivers, because we don't really have big runoff areas to try and to explore if we can go faster or not. As soon as you do a small mistake, you end up on the fence, so you pit quite hardly. So yeah, it's just an awesome, rewarding racetrack.
And for training, because I'm sure you're training all year round for this, are you mostly in an actual car? I'm always curious about the technology side of things. Is there a lot of tech involved as far as simulation?
Yeah, so nowadays, just to cut costs, I would say that almost all series in the world now, they have limited testing. So we had this year a little bit more because of the hybrid, but normally we get like 4 days before the season starts. That's it. You only get 4 days in your car. That's it. No more. So we spend a lot of time nowadays with a simulator, which is a huge simulator. It's not like a video game game. It's still a video game, but
it's not something that you're gonna have at home. Yeah.
Exactly. It's a huge video game, and we actually need the engineers to put the setup, the real setup, into that simulator and try different adjustments on the car to be more prepared when we go on track. So it's very useful for both the team and also the driver to get references and start to get into a rhythm. Because like this weekend we only have an hour and a half of practice, and that's it. We go to qualifying, so you need to be ready.
Wow.
Right on.
So you can do that, and you know, like landmarks that are around there, things, different things.
Yeah, like you get the sense of like, okay, how many downshifts, the gears. You try also what's best for you. Is it for your like driving technique? Is it better to brake a little bit deeper, or to prepare more the exit and focus on the straights? Like it just kind of gives you a little bit of pre-practice, let's say.
For people who are going to be out there at PIR, you know, watching this race, what's something that they can watch for that you and the other drivers are doing that maybe just a casual fan may not notice, but that would add a little bit more excitement to watching the race?
I would say it's tough. I would say that how we try and set up a pass and overtake. So now this year we have the hybrid system. We have a certain amount of energy that we can use every lap, and it resets. So let's say you have 5 seconds each lap to use it. If you use it on the start-finish line, I can keep it, don't use it there, and try and attack you on the back straight. So we will see a lot of that. If they can, I know it sounds a bit confusing, but we can try and keep an eye on those cars that maybe are a little bit faster on one straight, but a lot slower on the other one. That's because the hybrid, we're using it differently driver to driver, and I think that will keep it very entertaining for all the fans and the drivers.
That's faster. I mean, that's going back to the video game side of things. I mean, I think everybody understands a turbo button, so...
It's exactly that. Yeah. We actually have more boost on one button, and we have, 5-6 seconds per lap that we can use.
Can you save them up?
Yes.
So
no.
Okay.
It resets every lap.
Okay.
So you cannot
save it till the very end.
No, it would be fun though. It would be fun to have like 200 seconds and just like blast it. But we actually, for the race, a part of the hybrid system, we have push to pass, which we actually have 200 seconds. You can save it, or you can use it in 2 laps. Wow. And everybody gets that. That's 40 horsepower on one button. So it's a nice button.
Yeah, nice button to have on there. I mean, and that just makes it even so much more interesting. I'm glad you told us all about that for anybody who didn't know, because that's each driver's decision on how to use that. So you can follow along with that. I mean, that's exciting. So when you're out there, you know, obviously, you know, sure, you know everybody that you're competing against, you know, but you're all competitors. When you're out there, you know, racing around, I'm sure things can get heated sometimes. Are there any gestures thrown around or some words said to each other while you're out there in the race?
No, we try and keep it quiet. Maybe you think about it, and maybe depending on the driver or on the move, you say something on the radio. But normally you try and keep it quiet.
I mean, I think about it just in commuting to work, so I can't imagine, you know, competing.
It's pretty similar, but just racing and a little bit faster and more frustrated. But yeah, I would say it's the same as commuting with big traffic to work.
All right. Well, for getting ready to come into this, you know, and again, 2 of the last 3, yours, hoping to make it 3 out of 4. What do you do mentally to prepare for this race?
I would say just like the preparation of like going through the previous datas and videos and races from the past years that we've been here with the team, and just myself alone, and putting myself already there, right? Like going through all the different strategies that we've done, because we've won 2 races, but they were completely different how we won it. So going through all the strategies and the driving references and all that stuff before coming to race weekend, I would say that's pretty much the mental preparation and the mental work that I do nowadays.
So like watching film?
Yes, yes, taking notes and just trying and be more prepared than we were last year. We know everybody's trying to catch us from last year that we won here, so we want to try and get ahead of ourselves and hopefully try and be first again.
Yeah, so you've already done the race 100 times in your head, basically.
Yeah, maybe 30 times, but
30 times, okay. Still a lot.
Yeah.
Well, what's next for you? You know, for anybody who doesn't know, I'll just say it, you know, we're recording this on Thursday. So the race, you've got a couple of days.
Yep.
what do you do over these next couple of days?
So now in a couple of hours we have track walk, a little bit more media until we get there, but we have track walk. We just walk the track and just see if there's different pavements from last year, because that could happen from, I don't know, like things that happen on the tarmac. And then we have practice on Friday, one practice session, an hour. And then we have qualifying on Saturday and race on Sunday. So it's pretty quick. We have some activities on track, obviously, with autograph sessions and so on. But yeah, it's all pretty quick and ready for Sunday.
And all right, and gonna go try to win another one.
Oh yeah, we'll do our best.
Man. Well, awesome. Well, Alex, it's so good to have some time with you, in here, and congratulations on the past wins and the preparation. And I'm really excited to see this race on Sunday.
Thank you so much.
You
see you
bet.
on track.
Yeah. All right, so there we go. Alex here in studio. Really appreciate him and the IndyCar team stopping by. I really want a turbo button on my car. I'm sure that would be a very terrible idea for myself to have that in traffic, but let me just say in commute, man, that would be awesome. But regardless, they've got it, and you can go check out the races. Again, starting today, they've got several different ones that are going to be happening, but the Grand Prix, where Alex is going to be competing, that is coming up on Sunday. We have more here for Fox 12 Now as well. Obviously, you can go to our website, click on the Fox 12 Now tab, and see everything that we've covered, not only this week, but over the last year. There's so many different things that we talk about every day. There's at least 2 or 3 new ones per day, covering wide range of topics. Today kind of fell into a little bit of a theme here for the first 2, though, talking about events that are happening in Portland. You've got the Grand Prix happening at PIR. Right down the road at the Expo Center is Cirque du Soleil, and that's what we're going to be talking about at 1:30 p.m. I get to sit down with one of the high wire artists there, actually at Cirque du Soleil off hours, and just talk to him a little bit about his lifestyle, and because I'm really curious about that. So that's coming up at 1:30 p.m. You can find out more there. So just come right back to whatever platform you are on. That is where I'll be. And as always, if there's breaking news throughout the afternoon, this is also the place to go. But we'll reset for right now. I'll talk to you at 1:30 p.m. I'm Greg Nibbler. This is Fox 12 Now.